believe. I believe in me.
All right. You turn it all the way off. All right. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. All right. Love me to bloom. See, in the life that we live, that's something really hard to do. Sometimes it's so easy for us to love everything and everyone else except for us. And I think that that's because we haven't really defined what love is. I know for me, I never did. I didn't know what loving me was because I didn't love me at all. So I'll take you through a journey of my life, how I got here, and how I had to learn what love is, because by me learning what love is, I'm able to love all of you. When I was just a little girl, between the ages of 4 and 6 years old, I had my first experience of sexual abuse. And it occurred by someone that I loved. As a matter of fact, they told me that they loved me as they were raping me. It was very confusing to me because my parents would also say to me that they loved me too. So if they loved me and I loved them, but they were creating pain for me, then what is love really? Sexual abuse didn't stop there for me. I was raped again at the age of 8. And this happened in a situation where I couldn't understand. This individual was someone in the religious realm. And if you grow up in the areas that I did, what we learned to love first is religion and God and family. Well, I experienced at 4 and 6 years old that incest and family can hurt and cause pain. And then I also realized at the age of 8 that someone in religion can also cause pain for me. When I was 8 years old, my parents went out and they left me with someone that they trusted. And then we had girls in one room, boys were in one room, and parents were in another room. We went to bed. I went to sleep. But then I was woken up by someone violating me. I was on the floor. The other young girl, she was in the twin bed, and I was screaming for help. I was screaming for someone to rescue me, for someone to hear me. The young girl who was in the room with me, she was awake and her eyes made eye contact with me, but she didn't help me. Rather, she turned around so as to say that she didn't see. This person proceeded to rape me as I screamed. I have no idea how no one could hear the outcries that I had. And when they were done, they said, I don't know why you're doing this or acting this way because this is what you want. But it wasn't. I couldn't understand for the life of me why again am I being violated and abused. Of course, I didn't know what love was. It was convoluted and I was confused. I learned to soothe myself by placing my back to a wall. And I just rocked myself the rest of that evening when that person left. That became a coping mechanism for me. I stayed up all that night until I could see the morning, the lights come through the window. When I went outside of the door, because now it was morning time and I could hear people moving, I used my voice. And I told them in way more detail than I'm telling you today of exactly what happened, who did it, when and where. My voice wasn't heard. For I was told that I was a liar and that I was fast. And of course, this person that was higher than my family and religion was in a better state than me, was stronger and their words meant more. My parents were called and they said, come and pick this liar up. Because we don't want her in our space. We don't want her here with us. She's going to be bad association for my children. Get her out of here. And then I was sat at a table where the Bible was open. And we read how liars will never inherit God's kingdom because I was a liar. And then we were having this conversation about forgiveness. What is forgiveness? Well, forgiveness is the definition can explain all the pain that I had felt. No one could hear me. What was love? I don't know. Sexual violence didn't stop there for me. At the age of 10, I was brutally raped by my mother's best friend's boyfriend. They had their newborn baby, and everyone who knew me knew I love children. It's something about their innocence. It's something about nurturing. It's something about being there and holding a gap for them. Her boyfriend came home. I could hear his footsteps. I heard when he went downstairs for her. And then I heard as he came down the hallway for me. He opens the door and he says to me to get up, to give him a hug. It seemed pretty odd to me because why did I need to get up, resting on the bed with his daughter, to give him this hug? He lifts me from the bed and said, "You didn't hear me." I said, "Get up." He puts me up on the bed and he proceeds from the top of my head on down with the way in which he's touching me. I push away because I remember, I know what this feeling is. It's all too familiar for me. He pulls me back to him and he says, "You will not refuse this. You will not do this." My voice didn't matter. My cry out of stop didn't make a difference. He says, "Hold on 1 second, hold on a minute, I'll be right back." He removes his baby from off of the bed by me, and I froze. I knew in my head what was about to happen. It was so familiar. All I knew was a life of molestation, a life of incest, a life of rape, and no one coming in to hear my voice. No one saying something, doing something different. I froze, and for years of my life, I hated that very moment. Why didn't I move when I knew? But that's a thing. Fight, flight, freeze. It's a real thing, and that's what happened to me. And when my mental said, "Get up, go," he met me at the door. And he throws me to the bed, and he proceeds with raping me brutally, objects and all. It hurt. I screamed. I cried. He puts his hand over my mouth, and he says, "If you make another sound, I will kill you." I scream and kick so much stuff. Now I'm tired. I don't even have it in me anymore, and I can remember just thinking, can I die already? What is life? What is love? Because every time I can think about it, I'm being raped. I start hearing cracks in the floor again. So I build up this energy to start kicking again because someone is walking, someone's coming. Maybe they can help me. It was his stepdaughter. I heard the crack in the door. See, he thought he had closed the door all the way, but he left this little crack. And I saw her face. When she moved, he fell to the floor and acted as if he was picking up his newborn baby's shoe off the floor because he wasn't doing what he really was doing. That's what he was trying to make it seem like. She gestured to me to come here. I remember jumping over him in the moisture that I felt beneath me. See, I hadn't had a menstrual cycle or any of those things yet, so I didn't understand what that was. She takes me into her room and she closes the door. She says, "Megan, please stop crying. I'm bawling, I'm shaking. I don't understand, I don't know why." She asked me to please stop crying. Because then he will know that I told her. Because if he knows, he's going to do it to her again. She says, "I know, Megan, because I sleep with this underneath my pillow every night. He comes in here to do this to me." I'm even more afraid at this time because, man, not only did he do this to me, he did it to her. So much so, she sleeps with a knife. He opens the door and says, "Hey, what's going on here? Don't close any doors around here. What are you guys doing?" And she plays it off as though we're folding clothes. I can't even stand to look at him. I'm looking at her window. He leaves out of the room. She says, Megan, we got to get out of the room because if he comes into the room, we don't want him to come back in here. Go in the bathroom and clean up, and I'll stand by the door with you, and we'll go downstairs to Mommy. Please don't tell your parents until in the morning because I got to sleep here tonight, and he might hurt me. So not only do I have to be quiet and be silent about the pain that I'm feeling, I can't even say a word until the morning. When I go into the bathroom, this moisture that I see is full of blood. Remember, I had not had a menstrual cycle, so I didn't know what this was. I truly thought I was dying. I was 10. We go downstairs, and all of a sudden, what I can hear every single car, because I think it's my parents. I just want to go. I just need to get away from here. And finally, my parents come. They think that I'm so sleepy, but I really wasn't. I laid in the backseat of the car, and I am bawling in tears. I am so afraid. I am so angry. Kill me already. The next day, we wake up, and I'm pacing back and forth, because I don't know if I should tell my parents. You know, my parents, they're really strict. What are they going to do? Am I going to be punished? I learned that bad things happen to bad people. I'm a bad person. That's why these things keep happening to me. That's the thoughts I had in this 10-year-old mind. But finally, I say to my mom, Mom, I really have something to tell you. I'll tell you as soon as I come from school. See, she saw the pacing back and forth. She was making up. If it's that important, you need to come and tell me now. And I did. I share with my mother more details than I share with you today. I can remember this man after being reported. I can remember him calling. See, he had cordless phones back then. He calls the phone, my mother puts him on speaker, and he says, Sis, you know she's a liar. You know I would never do anything like that. Remember that situation that happened at the church? No one believed her. It's just like that. She's a liar. And I remember looking at my parents, because remember, they had never talked to me about that 8-year-old scenario, but it was clear that they had talked to their best friends about it. And it also felt clear to me that they didn't believe me either. See, the church had already decided, even though they told me to be silent, this person was able to tell the entire congregation that I was fast, and I came on to this individual, and everybody was to keep their children away from me, because I was bad association. So not only did I have no friends in the church, no family wanted to be around me, no one believed me, no one talked about it, I had no voice. Neither did I have any love for me. The best thing that could happen to me is them taking me to the hospital after this 10-year-old scenario. The doctors told me that they were going to turn the lights off and that they were going to shine this light. Now I know it's an ultraviolet light. And the light was going to appear. They were going to start at the top of my body and bring the light down. Well, at the time, I didn't know what that was. But as the light came from here and came down, I knew exactly what it was. It showed sweat and bodily fluids from this man. His handprints all on the side of my face from the top to the bottom. They shined the light on the bag that had my clothes, and there it was as well. So finally, though verbally my voice meant nothing, but in this moment my voice was this light. Because even though everyone said I was a liar, the results showed I was not. My voice finally came through this particular light. The best thing my parents could have done for me at this time is put me into group sessions. That was the thing that felt most real to me. I was with other people who understood, who experienced some of the things that I had experienced myself. And lo and behold, in that space, I was comforting them. I just was always this person. It's going to be okay. doing your best. After being sexually abused at the age of 10, though I was in group sessions, I hated myself. And so my actions showed that. I tried to kill myself so many times. I'm talking about drinking different things, going out into the roads, hoping someone would just run me over. Because I didn't see value in my life. What was I worth? Who was going to love me? Who even cared? So I teach you today what love really is. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe in me.
I believe in me.
See, all the things that I went through, and I haven't shared it all, trust me, there's more. All the things that I went through, yes, someone could have done something different. But guess what I can do now? I can believe in me. I can love me. I need me. I get to decide, and so do you. Every single one of us, your story may not be mine. Your story is yours. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, domestic violence, grief, whatever it may be, human trafficking, sex trafficking, yep, I've had those experiences. Whatever it is for you, it is up to you to love you. It is up to you to cause happiness within you. It is your responsibility now. Forget what they didn't do back then. Forget what didn't happen yesterday. But today, you decide. Today, you say, what does it mean to show love? Before I had no voice, I really didn't. I wasn't talking to people. In some aspects of my life, it was to be really quiet because I'm observing, I'm trying to see. You decide. You believe in you. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe in me.
I believe in me.
So I ask you, everybody should have a sheet of paper there. I ask you to write for just a moment. What does it mean to love you? When you think about the word love, it's an intense affection. Intense affection. But for you, what are you doing day to day that shows intense love for you? Because the only way that you show intense love for you, that's the only way you're going to bloom, that's the only way you're going to shine. That facade that you put on to come to the event or go to work or be a mom and all those things, do you love you in the inside? How are you feeling inside of you? Are you taking care of you? So when you think about loving you, write down what that means. Have you really discovered who you are? It took me a lot of work and a lot of time to realize I belong here. No, I wasn't supposed to hurt myself and lose my life. I was supposed to stand right here and be the voice. I was supposed to stand here and encourage somebody, somewhere, to take control of their story. Take control. It's your choice. Nia put up a post the other day, yesterday I believe, and the question was, what is happiness? I question each one of you the same thing. Happiness is not about what Trina can do for me, or what Nia can do for me, or what Trina didn't do, or what Ann didn't do. Happiness is what I'm going to do, because I get to choose it. I choose to be happy. I choose to love me, to discover what I need. I like dancing. I love flowers. You can tell, I'm sure, those who know me. about you. And I know sometimes the things that I'm about to say, it may not be popular. But I believe that I can't love God first or love my family first if I don't love me. Because if I love me, then maybe I can truly believe in higher power. Maybe I can truly show somebody else how to love me appropriately because I've learned how to love me. Each one of you, no matter what seeds have been planted in you, because we all can bloom. It doesn't matter what has happened. It doesn't matter. You can revise the seeds that have been planted in you. You can uproot yourself and be something else, right? Change it up. Be something else. Create a new life. And guess how many times you can do that? As you. It's up to you. Always recreate. Be ready for that. And if you fall, guess what you can do?
Get up.
Get on up again. And that's fine too. We opened the Blooming Flower Transitional Housing Program. And it was to help young girls who had experienced some of the same things that I did. To fill in the gap, there wasn't a house for ages 18 to 24. Now, if I think about it now, I should have had more funding, okay, right? But I went with my heart. I went with a team who tried their best to make sure we could stay afloat, right? Unfortunately, the problems that I experienced as a young girl still existed. So I implore each one of you, look it up, IamVoices.org. Let's not talk about what we can't do. Let's talk about what we can. It doesn't mean you have the financial stability to give a donation, because not everybody got that. But if you do, text 801-801 voices. But if you don't, time. How much time do you have? What can you pour in? And I don't mean just time with the girls and things of that nature. Time to spend on a fundraiser. Time to spend on helping us write a grant. Time. Building a strong team. This is a 24/7 facility. These girls need help all the time. We have to make sure we're supporting them. When these girls come into the program, remember, they've been trafficked. This is a safe house. These girls have been trafficked from the state of South Carolina, here, right here. That's something people don't want to talk about. But I'm telling you, they need you to. And if it's just sharing a flyer, and if it's just sharing a post, or when you leave here, going into a space, and when someone says something funny, you say, let me tell you, that thing is happening right here.
That's right.
Not even a month ago, 13 people were arrested for human trafficking. Where? Did anybody see that on the news? Somerville, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
2 months ago, individuals, millionaire, was trafficking, had a whole sex trafficking ring. Want to know where he was from?
Mm.
And he employed many people to go into schools, to go into neighborhoods. One of the girls that we helped, she was trafficked from her friend being groomed in a high school. See, we ain't talking about that. When we think about human trafficking, when we think about sexual exploitation, when we think about sex trafficking, we think about what the news makes us to believe. This white van is going to show up at Walmart. That might be a fraction, but most of the time, it happens in families. Someone has some sort of addiction or some sort of issue, and they're trafficking their children to fill that addiction.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe in me.
I believe in me.
I believe in me, guys. I believe in you too. But I cannot do this by myself, nor do I desire. Can you get the next slide? So we help young girls like Purple Orchid. You can't hear it. You need this. Put the mic on the speaker or the mic.
No, you need that one.
Okay.
Can you give the lights if you can't really see that?
That not it. Yeah, leave that alone.
I believe in you, girl.
John, you had it. John, you had it from the gate. Go, John.
Wait, the sound, probably have to.
You gotta stop. Stop. Line off the gas.
Turn the light back on. Turn the light on.
They're good.
All the way up. I do. Alright, hold on, wait a minute. Let me just shoot me. Bluetooth to my. Bluetooth the PD mixer. You see it? There we go.
Yeah, pause it, put it back, and then let me turn off the lights. And then I'll.
Lights down.
Not all the way off.
Nope, you're not playing that. You're playing that. You gotta go back to the projection. No, go back to the projection.
Oh, just play.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. While they're working on that, if you have your phones, take out your phones, go to Facebook, find I Am Voices on Facebook, go at I Am Voices. It's on Facebook. Like the page. It'll allow you to kind of stay up to date with the different things that we're doing out in the community. You can go to iamvoices.org to be a part of the newsletter. We're always putting updates and different events for the young women, for the community to do lunch and learns. If you guys want to be a part of that or invite individuals out to do those lunch and learns with us, because the education is so important and we bring it home. I know sometimes folks want to talk about what's happening away from here in Florida and all this stuff. I want to talk about what's happening here because that's the only way we solve what happens here. So be sure to check out it. iamvoices.org. If you know of anyone that has experience in fundraising and grant writing, if you know of anyone that has experience in advocating, outreach, we need more hands. We need more individuals who are able to do that. You guys are ready?
I faced a lot of sexual abuse.
Whoa. All right. All right, so let's pause. Don't worry about it. The story that plays, we will have a premiere of the story that you guys can watch either from a virtual capacity, but also within a center, so that everyone can have the ability to see some of the things that I Am Voices has done. This story shares some of our participants, in this case, one of the participants who's graduated the program and that experience. So within the program, they have the ability to obtain their high school diplomas, their GED. They have the ability to find a job, support with that. Definitely therapy. That's one of the biggest things. And not therapy in the sense that it has to be sitting down with a therapist. There's so many ways to take care of yourself. So some of them needed a little bit of Reiki. Ms. Adrian, y'all hit her up. Hit her up because she does really good with those massages. It really can be transformational. Sometimes we do walks. If that works for you, I needed a whole bunch of stuff. I couldn't do just one thing. And I know growing up, I was told to pray them things off and pray, but yeah, once I finish praying, I'm gonna need a little bit more. And so within the program, we give them access to so many different resources. Art is a therapy. Sometimes we're painting, drawing, coloring. We also do photography therapy. Some of these girls, and so when they talked about mirror, some of these girls haven't wanted to look at a mirror. They don't want to see themselves. So really discussing what a mirror can do, what can photography do. I too, for years of my life, would never take a picture. But for y'all who know me now, but it's something that we help these girls discover who they are. One of the biggest parts of the program is the community. Really having people who can be consistent with them. Life has been so inconsistent when people come in. They come in, and some want to come for a photo op. But they're not coming to give genuine love, care, and concern. So in this program, it's a safe house. So we're making sure that those in this space are truly ready to assist them and be consistent with what they need. Some of these girls don't have the mom, the dad, the family. They don't have it. So we have to build something real. I remember taking one of the girls to Park Circle. When we think, how many have been to Park Circle? That seems so simple. She had never been, and she's from here. She hadn't been because she's been kept somewhere against her will, not seeing outside. to drive, girl. Let's go on this trip. Go to the beach. Put your feet in the sand. We don't have to dress up to look a certain way. Come however, whatever. And they love that. The biggest success for us is not the number, it's the restoration. It's the rebuilding. I remember picking up a girl from an area that was unsafe here in South Carolina. I know what she looked like. I knew what she didn't have. I knew how afraid she was. When she called us, she was actively running from a sex trafficking experience here in Mount Pleasant. I went to go get her. She was afraid. She felt like she had nothing. Let me tell you about her now. This baby has her high school diploma. She graduated.
All right.
She's going to try to say. She also comes back and helps us with little community events. She's telling her friends about the organization. She has a voice. She knows how to love herself. Sometimes she wants to send a text telling me, Miss Megan, I see y'all be doing a lot of things now. Miss Megan, slow down, you're doing some self-care. Because sometimes I need to work on that for me too. Understand that just because I stand before you today, I am not healed. I know people like to say that, but let me tell you what that means when I say it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going through a coping process or a healing process. I just believe I'm not done. I believe there's still work that needs to be done. There's still things that come up for me. I still need sisters. You ready? All right. Where's the baby?